So, Miranda, a question that I've been thinking about, and I've heard a lot of small business owners ask me this, is do I need a blog? Does my website, assuming they have a website, do I need to have a blog and do I need to keep it up?
That's a good question. Honestly, blogs are way more valuable than people know. And today we're going to talk about the 4 main reasons why your website absolutely does need a blog.
All right, so welcome to The Squeeze. I'm Joe.
And I'm Miranda.
And we're going to be talking about blogs today. So why do companies need a blog at all?
So blogs are incredibly beneficial for businesses. And I think there's like a lot of question in really any business industry and like whether or not people really read blogs. And to be honest, if you're a small business owner and you have a website, you're trying to market a local service or a local product, it's unlikely that you're going to have a lot of readership, right, on your blog. But there are 4 big reasons why you would want to put a website on your blog, just to get your website ranked. So to get that visibility, right? So the first reason is content indexing and having constant fresh content on your website. So as you know, the algorithm on search engines is constantly crawling the internet and reading the content on the website, right? And let's say you've been in operation for 10, 15 years. When's the last time that you updated that business content, right? A lot of business owners think, okay, here's my business description, here's my about page, here's my services menu or my products page, and then that's it, right? A lot of people don't go back and revisit that content. However, the search engine is constantly crawling the content on the websites every day. And maybe your website's not getting crawled every day, but every few months you are getting a recrawl of your website, because every time somebody's posing a query into a search engine, the search engine's going out into the internet, reading all the content that seems to be relevant and serving up relevant content, right?
Right.
What content's going to win out is the newest content that's out there, right? So if you have content that maybe meets the needs of the query but is 5 years old, and there's a different company who has just posted a blog post last month about that, then their result is going to go higher up in that search result than your business's, right? So basically, having fresh content on your website is incredibly important. And it also gives you the opportunity, is the number 2 reason why you'd want a blog on your website, to boost confidence and industry authority in whatever business category you're in, right? So if you have a lot of knowledge about your product or service, right, which I would hope you do as a business owner, so you'd want people to really rely on you for being that authority for the answers to their questions. And through blogging, it gives you this industry authority so that you can become that resource for information anytime somebody's looking for just a quick answer about anything about your product or service, right? So for Marketing Juice, for instance, we are content authorities in marketing, in digital marketing. And so when we write blogs, we write about what we know, and it gives us that boost, and it gives our clients and customers and potential clients the confidence that we know what we're talking about because we have those blog posts on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so that was 2 reasons. What's your third?
So number 3 is that it's going to offer a great linking structure potential, and it's going to be an ability to not only link in between pages on your site, because when you write a blog, let's say you're a candle company and you've got this website and you're selling candles online and you're writing about how to take care of your candle, right? That's something that people don't really consider. So you have a candle, right? You burn it and then you put it out and then that's it, right? I mean, but there's actually a lot of different things that you might want to do to take care and preserve your candle, or, make sure that you're burning it safely, because people have home fires, due to candles all the time. And so there's actually a ton of things that you could do, like use a candle snuffer or trim the wick, or make sure that you put a lid on top of your candle so that there's not a lot of dust collecting at the top that could cause, sparks or flame bursts, and that a lot of people don't know that. So you could write a blog post about that, but then you can also use that blog post to link into other products that you could sell. I mean, so it produces this opportunity on your website to put a link within that blog post to a candle snuffer that you sell or a wick trimmer that you sell on your website, which is an excellent SEO strategy because you want to have a robust cross-linking structure between your pages on your website. It's another one of those things that a search engine is going to take into account when it's assessing the quality of your site.
Wow. Yeah, I just learned a lot about candles.
I know, right?
Thank you.
That's what happens when you write candle blogs for the last, 4 years of your life, right? So, it's interesting because we actually write the blogs for a lot of our clients. I mean, you do a lot of that writing, so we end up becoming content authorities on just about anything that you can think of, right?
Yeah, that's one of the perks of writing blogs is you learn lots of information about lots of things you would have never thought about. So,
yes.
And what about your fourth benefit for having a blog?
So the fourth reason really is kind of an obvious one, honestly. Blogs give you the ability to write more content on your site, right? So we know that content helps your site rank in the search rankings, but blogs also give you the opportunity to place keywords into your site content. And so sometimes it can be difficult, if you have a keyword that you're trying to rank for, to put that enough places in your evergreen content. And what I mean by evergreen is the about page, the home sections, the, team page, the services menu, that kind of stuff that rarely changes. And it can become difficult, and it can also become easy to overstep and go into a keyword stuffing, which is when you use too many keywords into the content to where it doesn't make sense. And so it can be difficult to place those in there to help optimize your website for those keywords. But blog posts give you that opportunity to use those keywords repetitively throughout each blog post that you're using, right? And then they make sense because the content surrounds that keyword. And then the keyword itself can actually be linked to other places in your site, which then enhances the SEO of your site. So it's kind of cyclical. It all kind of moves into each other, and it helps rank your entire site in terms of rankings.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there are a lot of benefits to having a blog. Now, what some people might be thinking is, okay, I'm a bad writer. I was a bad writer in school. How do I write a blog? What makes a good blog?
Excellent question. A lot of people don't know this, but there's actually a readability score that is assessed on the search engine side. And so an algorithm is assessing the quality of your content based on its readability. And basically what we know is that overall, the population using the internet has a pretty low reading range, right? So you don't want to use a ton of big words. You don't want to use a long sentence structure, and you don't have to be a really great writer. All you need to do is have your content make sense and that it's factual. As long as you're not copying and pasting content from other people, and you're writing original content, you're not writing a college essay. Right. You're not writing a thesis for your website. Right. You're just writing basically a puff piece. One of the things that helps is breaking up your content into different sections, starting with an introduction, 2 or 3 points that you're making, and then a conclusion, with maybe a call to action at the end, adding images or video content throughout your blog to kind of better illustrate the points that you're making. Also, we know that people don't like to spend a ton of time reading on the internet. Right. And so the sweet spot for your content is going to be between 400 and 600 words. I mean, you don't have to be writing a book here. And it can become pretty simple to just rattle out, 400 words quickly about whatever subject matter you're writing about. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that you can attest to that.
Yeah. Yes.
You do actually most of the writing for us. So what would you say are some of your best tips?
To kind of build off of some of the things that you've already said, I would add to that, you want to think about the way that somebody is reading the content that you're posting. And it's very different from reading a book or a newspaper, right? People are going to be scrolling through it. So if you've got, and I should say scrolling through on their phone. So if you've got a lot of content that's filling up the entire screen of somebody's phone, they're not going to want to read that. So that's where breaking it up into smaller bite-sized chunks really comes in handy there, because you can, if you're reading that, you feel like you're making progress and you're getting to the end, and that's a good feeling. I would also add that people get really tripped up about word count. How many words do I need to have in order for this to be a good blog? And it's not that the longer piece is better than a shorter piece. Really what matters is that you're writing something that's helpful, and that people are actually getting the content that they thought they were going to get when they clicked on the link. So that's kind of a really important thing too. So when you're writing a blog, just try to be helpful. You don't need to try to sound smart. You're not writing for a grade here. So write in the way that you speak.
That's a really great point.
Yeah.
I think like school kind of ruins us for blog writing.
Yeah.
To be honest, a lot of the writers that we hire fresh out of school, we do have to break
You have to unlearn a lot of those things.
Yeah, of the essay style. I mean, a lot of people like to put filler in sentences like, and also, but not only, and like all that stuff. And it's
Trying to hit the word count.
really unnecessary when it comes to online content.
Right.
Short, sweet, to the point. And I think you really touched on another good pointer there, is that the content needs to be helpful. I mean, when we approach content at Marketing Juice, those are our core pillars. Is it helpful? Is it true? If it's not, then we're not going to post it. And that, as a business owner, you know your industry like the back of your hand. Just about everything there is to know about what you do and how you do it, and you can come up with a wealth of information for blog topics off of that.
Right.
And really, all you need to do is approach that task with that mindset. Like, is it helpful? Is it true? I think that blogs are also really good because we're seeing the consumer move away from the gimmicks, and that they're really wanting to trust and feel like they can rely on these service providers or these businesses that they're going to patronize, that, they're providing them a quality product and a quality service, right, and that they know what they're doing. And the ways of, the car salesman, and the bait and switch tactics and the clickbait even, I mean, we're starting to see that go away a lot. And so the more you can be helpful and giving with the information that you have about your industry, the better customer you're going to bring in and the better customer loyalty you're going to have ultimately.
Right.
So in summary,
Yeah.
your business needs a blog.
Absolutely. And if you're not the writing type and you would rather have somebody else do it for you, I'm sure that we could be of service.
Exactly. Yes, we are a full suite marketing agency, and we are here to help businesses who either don't have the time to do these kinds of strategies or just don't have the willingness or don't feel comfortable, approaching these new strategies. It is a lot. It's a lot to take on, and that's why we exist, to help these businesses succeed. There are many, many qualified marketers out there, qualified services just for blog writing even. There's copywriters to hire. Beware of the cheap copywriter from overseas. If you're going to hire a copywriter, if you're going to hire a marketing agency, please make sure that they speak your language, that they understand grammar, that they have verified their content through Copyscape and that it's not plagiarized from other websites, because that will also become a problem if you publish plagiarized content on your website, right, for obvious reasons. If you need assistance, there's no shame in asking for help. So that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So join us for the next episode of The Squeeze. Call us in the meantime if you need help with blogs.
See you next time.